Welcome back to the John and Linetia show.
Hey, we'd like to thank Prince for sitting in with us the last hour.
Well, he showed up 55 minutes late.
Yeah, but he still sat in.
No, John, he was standing the whole time.
Yeah, he's tiny. He's like a garden gnome.
He's not that tiny.
He's small. He's like 3'5".
He is not. He is not.
I almost sat on his head while he was standing there. And he was like, oh,
and he was singing the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And licking his lips and
yeah.
making out with that chick.
Yeah, I closed my eyes. I left the room when that started happening. Okay. All right.
I see. Well, speaking about royalty, I don't know. So we have school.
Thank goodness.
We have school thanks to the end of the strike, but oddly enough, there's still a lot of TV commercials airing.
That's weird.
About the teachers' strike, and it's Rahm Emanuel in these commercials too.
It's weird. He's like, look at all we've accomplished, and our kids have done this, and our kids have gotten this, and the teachers are doing this. You know, I appreciate what he's doing, but I think that he has left a bad taste in a lot of people. You know what I mean? I understand why you're running the PSAs, but yeah, I don't think a lot of people like him anymore.
Yeah, well, you know, it's weird also because there's this organization, and they were running ads during the strike too. Mm-hmm. And those same ads during the strike, it was kind of hilarious. The strike was settled over the weekend, or it seemed like it was preliminary, and they're still running ads pounding the teachers union. Mm-hmm. But apparently it's an organization that Bill Daley was instrumental in creating. But you know, I mean, it's still like kind of like, well, you've settled the issues here. Shouldn't you maybe, you know, make nice with the teachers? Shouldn't you kind of? And it's still, you know, they're spending all this money. Basically, Rahm Emanuel is patting himself on the back, and, you know, a little under your breath kind of jabs at the teachers union. You know, but if you're spending, I mean, like Channel 2 had estimated that they're spending about $1 million, probably running a report from Kantar Media Data. Anyway, they estimated they're spending about $1 million, and it's even the teachers and parents are kind of going, they're like, wait a minute, you know, what about using that money to, I don't know, help the schools? Yeah. Maybe get some air conditioning in a couple of the schools, you know? And remember, and it wouldn't be, you know, you go, well, it's public schools. Hey, Rahm Emanuel is getting private money being raised for these charter schools. Now, charter schools are still public schools, but when you got Penny Pritzker, you know, using the Pritzker money, you know, to shape little humans in the Pritzker way in the, you know, in these charter schools, well, why can't we get other private money for all the public schools?
That's a good question. Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
I think it's because Rahm Emanuel's a dick.
Well, also, I know, I remember listening to some of the teachers after they had signed, you know, their contracts. Yeah. They were saying how, you know, they didn't get everything they wanted, but one of the things that they didn't want to happen, which is going to happen, is they're probably going to be closing down some more schools.
Well, it becomes the question of how do they pay for the contract, and where do you save money, and yeah.
Right, but the money they're spending on these kids.
Again, you know, I mean, granted, it's a private organization, but it's like, wait a minute, Bill Daley, you know, from the Cook County Board, and the mayor of Chicago are involved in it. What the hell? Mm-hmm. You know, how scummy are you guys? You know, God forbid that you actually use the money for good. Well, no, we're going to push some kind of an agenda in TV commercials.
Well, they're trying to smooth things over, and people aren't going to forget.
But they're not even smoothing things over. They're really trying to make Rahm Emanuel out to be better than he is. You know, I mean, granted, you know, just cut to the chase and just have a 30-second commercial going, Rahm Emanuel going, despite what everybody thinks in the city, I am not a jackass.
You can't say that.
Okay. Despite what everybody knows about me in the city, I'm really not a dick.
He's not going to say that either.
But that's what he should, because that's ultimately what this is. It's trying to improve his image.
Yeah, well, I even remember one of my friends who has whose husband is a public school teacher, said that she doesn't understand why this stuff is even happening since, Rahm Emanuel got in, because she doesn't believe the same thing would have happened if Daley was still in there.
Well, I think it's because Emanuel, when he got elected, pretty much was basically saying, we're going to do this, this, and this. And a lot of it was massive change that Daley would have, even before announcing it, would have talked with union members, would have talked with all the principals and said, hey, what do you think about the, he would have basically, before making these big pronouncements, would have done, you could say a backroom deal, but he basically would have gotten an understanding ahead of time.
Right. Well, that's also under the table.
Rahm is a bull in a china shop.
A bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tiny testicles.
What about... Thanks. What about Jean-Claude Brizard? You think his job...
Jean-Luc Picard should go back to Rochester, where he failed in running the public schools there.
He claims that him and the mayor are still on the same agenda.
If we learned anything about World War II, it's never to trust French people.
But he says that if, the mayor decides to let him go, he'll completely understand.
Yeah, well, because he sucks. Oh, I understand. I've done a... Oh, I understand. I have done a shitty job. That's what he would say.
That doesn't sound too good, right?
I know. I don't do a good French accent.
No. I don't think you do a good any accent.
Hey. Hey.
But, that's, the whole thing. I think the PSA should stop. I think you're kind of making everything worse.
Yeah.
Just stop.
All right. We'll be right back after these words from the Chicago White Sox, who want to thank all their fans for supporting Chicago's only Major League caliber baseball team this year.
You're listening to the John and Linetia Show.